So welcome to this partner showcase video. My name is Guy Bartram. I'm the Director of Product Marketing for our cloud providers at VMware. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Wilco Noordemir, Director of Hybrid Cloud Solutions at Uniserver. So Wilco, welcome.
Thanks, Guy. Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely our pleasure, and thank you for your time today. So Wilco, let's start with a little bit of an introduction. What is Uniserver all about? What do you guys do and where do you do it?
Yeah, so Uniserver is a service provider in the Netherlands. We have traditionally focused on delivering our platform-based IaaS services to customers in the MSP market. So we have built an ecosystem with a strong footprint in Dutch MSP market who essentially deliver their services on top of our platform.
Okay, so you're providing a cloud platform for partners to deliver services to end customers, but you also service end customers as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we've got a strong foothold in the ISV market, where we also support their needs on top of our platform, but also run managed services for that particular segment. And we've recently started to work together closely with a company in which we've taken a stake, where we are delivering professional services focusing on public cloud adoption and migration services.
Okay, and today we want to focus in on the migration. So for you, getting people onto your cloud platform is obviously key to driving more revenue for you. Tell us, what are some of the main challenges that you see customers and partners bringing customers onto your cloud platform?
Yeah, so there are a number of things that we're seeing, but increasingly, I'd say that more and more MSPs as well as end customers are seeing that running and operating an IT platform at scale takes time, effort, and investment, and you need qualified and hard to find people to run a platform like that. And we see that many organizations are actually looking to lower the operational burden that they've got from operating these kinds of platforms, as well as wanting to shift to more flexible means of contracting for the services they take. So that's something that is driving some of the adoption that we're seeing. Next to that, we see that many organizations want to start leveraging, in some ways, some of the public cloud offerings that are out there, but they don't necessarily know parts, or they don't necessarily have the resources to both operate, migrate, learn those new technologies. So, by moving their infrastructure that they've already got onto a platform like ours, they can free up some of the time of their people and reinvest in adopting those new kinds of technologies. So that's something that applies to both MSPs as well as to other organizations who want to get rid of some of the heavy lifting that they've got around operating infrastructure at scale.
Yeah. I mean, moving to cloud is a hard thing in any case. So migrating to cloud, and you mentioned earlier you had professional services that assist with that. What are some of the kind of aspects of the professional services that you've seen kind of really flourish since you've started that side of the business?
Yeah, so what we're seeing is that something like migration services is, it underpins the fact that, you need expertise to help you move from where you are to where you need to go, right? And, having the security that that you're being supported by people who have done many of these migrations before, help you to de-risk moving your estate from where it is to where you want to go. It's that kind of thing that is really helping drive the growth of that offering and that side of the business.
So it's not necessarily the kind of technology used to move, it's more about understanding, assessing, and then making the right prioritization calls, and obviously the process of moving in. Do you help end to end with that process?
So typically for our MSPs, we help them to develop the batches in which we move the infrastructure, in which we move the systems across onto our platform. So it's that part where we help them to create the run books, do the assessment, decide on what goes when. And these kinds of, and then of course help them to execute, run the additional checks and tests ahead as well as after the fact, and make sure they get a seamless end-to-end experience when we actually go and execute.
And of course, moving from a vSphere environment to a vSphere environment, which your cloud platform is running on vSphere, is a much easier move than doing migrations to a whole new kind of security architecture, network architecture, and things like that in a hyperscale. So I guess in terms of speed, there's kind of an advantage there, obviously, to moving to your platform.
Yeah, absolutely. So even though the technology may be the same, running it, like I said before, running this at scale is still something that because it's often so central to the core of the business of our partners, but also end customers, that you need to make sure that everything runs smoothly, and then having people that have got your back and can help you sure that that all of that is covered is something that's very attractive to many organizations, but also making sure that you can free up some of the time of the people that you may want to use to start adopting some of the new technologies as well.
Right. So, I mean, considering some of your partners are MSPs and
Yes.
will be driving solutions themselves, do you offer a managed service and a self-service for this, with professional services to help you, on board for the migration?
Yeah, so typically we help them in setting up the environment, do some of the assessment, help them to make some decisions around what goes when, based on some of the criteria that we obviously need to look at in detail, because obviously they support their end customers, so they will have they will know all the ins and outs of the solution that they're moving onto our platform.
Yeah.
But we can, like I said, help them to use the best and technologies to get them across as quickly as possible with the lowest amount of risk.
And speaking of the best technologies, how is your partnership with VMware kind of help solve some of these challenges with migration?
Yeah, so typically we use a number of different solutions, but obviously having had the relationship with VMware in place for such a long time, and having built our platform on your technologies, and we've evolved with VMware over the past, well, I would almost say the better part of 15 years or so. We've always been at the forefront of using some of the technologies that you've got available, and we'll continue to do so, because it's proven to be successful. And because of our long-standing relationship, it gives us the opportunity to work closely together with you guys on looking at what's available and how it can best help us to solve the problems or challenges that our customers have. And this goes for migrations as well as for any of the other technologies that you have on offer. So we're always working together with you guys on looking how your offerings best match with what our customers and MSPs are looking for.
And speaking of that, so are there any specific customer kind of stories that you can share that jump to mind around results that customers have seen working with you in migration?
Yeah, so typically, these are not small migrations. So typically these are migrations that take a bit longer extension of prolonged migration trajectories, where because of our structured approach, we typically see lots of lower risk around the actual migration process. It's a tried and tested method. where we've helped many onboard many of these ISPs or MSPs in a structured way. So yeah, I guess it's all around de-risking and helping them getting across onto our platform as quickly as possible, the lowest amount of risk.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely, absolutely. And once you get the customers and partners onto the platform, then there's obviously the kind of forward-looking portfolio that you might be considering. Is there any upcoming offerings that you are considering at the moment and looking at developing and deploying for your VMware customer base?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we're currently looking at is reviewing some of the Tanzu offerings that you've got at the moment, where we already run especially for our ISV community. Obviously, it's it's all about containerization, it's all around Kubernetes, it's all around application modernization, and the idea of being able to build once and run anywhere is of course very attractive to many of these ISVs, and yeah, the ability for us to be able to cater to that by offering a container platform that seamlessly integrates with what we already have and that they can already deploy easily through self-service and whatnot. Yeah, that's a very attractive proposition that we're currently looking to build out in the next I would say in the not too distant future.
Excellent. Yeah, good to know. And if you were to wrap up with a unique value proposition that Uniserver brings to partners and customers, what would you say it is, in regards to why they should work with Uniserver and not another provider?
Yeah, look, so I say particularly in our region, we offer a rock solid platform that's proved itself over the years, on Dutch soil, which is best in class, built on top of technology partners with whom we've got a massively long standing, and we've built a successful platform, like I said, for close to 15 over the course of about 15 years. So any ISP, MSP, ISV or larger company who are operating a large platform themselves, they should really consider if they still want to continue to invest in running that themselves, or if they want to leverage our tried and tested expertise and make use of some of the advantages that we can offer at scale. And on top of that, it gives them access to expertise in managed services for particular verticals, but also a significant amount of public cloud capabilities that we now have through our close ties with Cloud Nation, our public cloud label. Yeah, so I mean, if I was to summarize that, then I think some of the key value props were you'll understand a customer or partner's environment, you'll help them move to whichever cloud is the right cloud for them. You've got a solid long-standing VMware platform, VMware partner for many years, and you've got a future-looking portfolio which is all around addressing the next generation of applications and app modernization. But also, I mean, key point, right? You're a Dutch provider on Dutch soil, Dutch jurisdiction. So that's a very important point for Dutch customers who are looking to keep their data in a Dutch provider in a Dutch data center. Yeah, or really anyone else who has got for whatever reason a need to deploy on within the boundaries of the Dutch borders. Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, thank you very much for your time today. Just last question, how can or where can customers find out more information about Uniserver? Yeah, so anyone looking to find more information, please go to uniserver.nl or just find me on LinkedIn and I'll point you in the right direction. Brilliant. Okay, thank you very much today. It's been a pleasure, Guy. Thank you very much.